I have to say, it all looks very cool. I've been surviving for years now in dayz, an apocalyptic world where I found my way through a lot of ups and downs. Though what I learned there is to never give up and adapt to quite a challenging environment. The STALCRAFT devs have seen me survive the apocalypse and reached out to do a sponsored video for their game and asked me if I could survive the exclusion zone. So I decided to put myself to the test and see what their game has to offer and see how far I could actually come. STALCRAFT is the largest free-to-play online game that takes place in a Chernobyl exclusion zone. It might have some funny looking graphics, but it's actually something I didn't mind too much. The game has some great aesthetics, and with the new updates they've done throughout the years, it looks really beautiful. The progression isn't that difficult, and the gunplay is actually quite easy and smooth. With over 30 hours of storyline and a massive map to explore, a ton of PvP, making new friends, there is so much to discover. STALCRAFT actually surprised me quite a bit. But before I will take you with me into the exclusion zone, there is a welcome bonus waiting for new players and players that haven't played in a while. You can play for free by using the link in the description or apply the promo code SM25SYL to unlock a nice starter kit. You get to choose to join two factions. You either become part of the Stalkers, survivors that have the best intentions for the exclusion zone, or the Bandits, the faction but I would say just whatever it takes to survive, not always being the nice ones. The exclusion zone is an open world PvP PvE world that means you will come across other players friendly and hostile. You will be fighting other creatures as well and progress in the zone by doing quests and eventually fight up several bosses. The gear you find during your session can be lost when you end up dying, but the good thing is you will only lose what you found during that session. Guns and armor won't be lost and will stay on your character when you respawn. Something I actually enjoyed a lot myself because in a lot of extraction shooters that kind of take place in a similar environment, this usually is always a massive setback for new players. The interface is easy to understand. There's a minimap on the top right corner where you can find the areas for the creatures for the quests to build up reputation for your faction. The more quests you complete, ranging from the storyline or side quests, you build up reputation. This enables more possibilities for you in your faction's headquarters. You'll be able to unlock weapons you can then craft by trading supplies you find in the zone. Now that we're talking about weapons anyway, there are a ton of weapons to be found, crafted, and bought from the auction house. These weapons can all be customized. Oh my god, they got the F2000. I love this one, the Belgian gun. That looks so futuristic. Let's have a look at that. You can all customize that as well. Look at that. You can just put everything on there. There's some really crazy customization options available. Right now, oh my god, I even got a laser like that. It looks cool. From scopes to barrels, magazines, grips, and even change the appearance. The customization really is a nice feature on this game. Let's jump into the story. You start off with the tutorial to the game, learning the movement, healing, and get a feeling how the weapons handle. There's quite some cool parkour involved later into the game, but overall everything felt quite similar. Thankfully, there wasn't really a steep learning curve. You get an introduction to the storyline. A blue sphere that you and scientists have discovered is kind of like what the main story is about. You are part then of the blessed ones, the ones that have seen what this blue sphere is. You then get to choose to which faction you join. You either join the Stalkers or the Bandits. I chose to join the Bandits. And you wake up in the headquarters. After finding my way around a little bit and picking up some of the quests, I headed out into the swamp. Okay, we're going into the swamps. My objective was to check on a hideout, and that's where I found my first valuable item. Okay, this looks crazy though. Nice. You'll find many more valuables as you progress, and you can trade these for rubles so you can buy better gear. The following quest sent me to a guy that has schizophrenia. I wasn't really welcomed nicely. Wait, it's right here. Mother trucker. He just did us dirty like that. I went back to take him out and returned to the headquarters, got introduced to the big boss, and apparently there is a traitor among us. So my objective was to find the whereabouts of this person. Not much later, I got my first earthquake experience in STALCRAFT. I've experienced this before in dayz on the map Namalsk, and it looks really cool. You've got to take shelter and wait for cover before you can head out again. Along the way, I was fighting several creatures to build up reputation with my faction. And after locating Shaman, an important character to my faction, I slowly progressed out of the starting area, which was the swamps. Okay, leaving the swamp, we're going to the roadside. I traveled to the roadside, which was the next zone. Upon arrival, Friendly Eye got attacked by several creatures and we got overrun. I managed to get away and then reach the new outpost, which is the village school. I then managed to track down this potential traitor. I could choose between actually taking him out or going down the road of Van Gogh. So, like the Dutch person I am, I chopped off this man's ear.
Что за дурдом? Нет, я не верю. Приди в себя. Ты же сам понимаешь, что это все неправильно. Я ж... Думаю, у меня нет другого выхода. Мне...
Oh my god, he just took his own ear off.
Что-то мне...
I know, it's kinda brutal. I returned back with his ear. A donation to the Van Gogh Foundation. Exactly, that's what I said. The guy ripped his own ear off. Crazy. Not much later, I saw on the map that there was a fight happening at an outpost. And little did I know, I ran into my first PvP encounter. I realized I had the wrong weapons for this, so after changing my loadout, I went out again. There is one enemy. Capture the outpost. Sweet. I killed a guy! I killed my first player, let's go! Heal real quick. Oh, that's my kill, mate. That's my kill. Go! Come, comrade! Nice, nice. No! Ah, shit. We managed to defeat the other players and capture the outpost, but unfortunately, I didn't make it. A friendly player did his best to try and save me, but had to pay the price himself. Not much later, I ventured out to an underground part where I stumbled upon a huge surprise. The guy Lyndon that helped me out in the very beginning of the storyline turned out to be a traitor. Then, I had to make a tough decision and took him out.
Если бы ты был на моем месте, я бы попытался.
Alright.
Что-нибудь бы придумал. Отсюда нелегко будет пробиться, но нельзя же, чтобы все закончилось вот так.
After this, you build up a ton of reputation with your faction, and the real story actually begins. I returned to the bandit headquarters and shared the news about this event. Eventually, I ventured out towards another bandit, and he is trying to get this generator started. For that, we're missing a few parts, but he guides me to an abandoned scrapyard. The metal detector, I started doing some archaeology and looked for the missing supplies. Alright. Looks like we gotta find these treasures here. With the metal detector. Not much later, I get ambushed by AI from the Stalker faction. Me and another player team up and take them out. Not much later, a small Stalker camp nearby was being attacked, and I jumped into the action. What is going on over here? Okay. Ceramic plate, that's good. Should definitely wear that. That's some really good loot from this military checkpoint that we just sort of did, I guess. I don't know what's going on, but I'll have another slice of bread. After clearing the camp, I found some decent loot and finished digging up the supplies. Let's complete the quest here. Look for 2 more relays and then we're good. Good to go. I then returned and started up the generator. As the story progresses, I stumbled upon this dead survivor, and apparently he was attacked by some beast. I found this secret passage that led me to this new area. Without me knowing, this was the first boss area I encountered. My job was to take out the beast. But I was quite confused where to go to. I ended up dying quite a bit. What? Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh! What's that? Well, I'm gonna go down this way. Come on, come on, come on, come on! I can't jump! I can't jump! Oh. Holy shit! In this part in the questline, you actually have to do a bit of parkour. This wasn't easy, but I did like quite a bit of the challenge that this game had to offer. Eventually, I make my way to the top, where the boss dog is in his cage, and I ambush it to take it out. The beast! We killed the beast! That was a whole lot easier than I expected. Jesus. We struggled so much with that? The end boss wasn't that difficult then. Taking out this beast significantly boosted my reputation with the faction, and the questline for this area then also finishes. I then get sent out to a new area, which is called the Pit. There, I have to locate a scientist, but when I arrived, the stalker camp that was holding him down was actually quite challenging to take over. Jesus. Come on, friendly, help me up. You got this. Thank you. That's the boss or something. Oh my God. Me and another player tried to fight them, but eventually we didn't make it. I returned back to the scene and found some decent loot in the crates there. Holy shit! Entered the hideout and found the scientist.
Нет, 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 нет и нет. Прочь отсюда. Здесь, в этом месте, называемом Ямы, я как-то фиксировал сигнал, посылаемый приемником, но он быстро затерялся. У меня было полно других дел, так что я не стал тратить время на поиски. Теперь я могу послать на эту миссию тебя. Достать.
It gave me a funny looking device where I had to search for another survivor. After using the scanner for some time, I then tracked this guy down. He gives me a riddle and sends me out to another part of the map. This time, I have to travel through an area where a lot of Stalker players are around. It didn't take long for me to run into other players.
Some assholes ahead. I noticed a couple of bodies.
Тихо, еще немного подождем.
Cockheads are dead ahead.
There's no loot. Anything special? Not really. Alright. I believe you also gotta like kind of loot up along the way throughout the wasteland to find like view scopes and stuff like that. Mother trucker. He has a good aim, that AI guy. Alright, we're going to check the final bit here towards the northern site. And then we're going to try and cook. Oh, there's a guy right there.
I see the enemy. I see the enemy.
Where did that guy go? There he is. Did he just freaking die almost? Alright, we tagged him. Tagged him pretty hard. got backup. Got one. Shit, that's like 3 of them. This fight turned from a 1v1 into a 1v3. I did manage to take out one guy and injure the other quite a bit, but then I got taken out. Here's where I will end my story though. There is so much more to discover, and it's simply too much to cover only in one video. I say try it out yourself. It's free, and hopefully this storyline and video gave you a good impression of what STALCRAFT has to offer. I genuinely was really surprised and secretly enjoyed STALCRAFT quite a bit. I will be continuing this story myself to see where it actually ends. If you do end up playing, I say join the bandits, and perhaps we'll come across in the exclusion zone, and if you see my name, that guy so in game, don't forget to say hi. As I mentioned at the start of the video, right now you can get a starter bonus, and if you use my personal link in the description or apply the promo code, you get a nice starter kit. I'd like to thank STALCRAFT for sponsoring this video and for actually creating a really fun game which is free to play. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.